Did you know that one of the most pivotal moments in the American Revolution revolved around beer? Yes, you heard that right. Beer. It's time to dive into the surprising, little-known story of how a humble pint played a crucial role in shaping America as we know it today. Grab your own drink and settle in, because this story is about to get legendary. Our story takes us back to a crowded Boston tavern in the year 1774. It's loud, smoky, and buzzing with activity. But this isn't just your ordinary neighborhood bar. This is the Green Dragon Tavern, a hub of revolutionary ideas and secret gatherings. Serving as an unofficial command center for rebellious colonists, the Green Dragon was affectionately called the headquarters of the revolution. Think of it like the Wi-Fi free version of Twitter, where patriots swap their most incendiary ideas over mugs of ale. At the heart of this intoxicating tale, a man named Samuel Adams. Yes, the same Samuel Adams immortalized on beer bottles today. Sam wasn't just a brewer, he was a fiery revolutionary, a thinker who planted the seeds of rebellion against British rule. And where better to do this than at a tavern filled with like-minded Americans? But the story gets even better. Samuel Adams was one of the key organizers of what would later be called the First Continental Congress, a historic meeting of delegates from 12 of the 13 colonies. These men came together to decide on how to respond to British tyranny, including unfair taxes and the presence of British troops in American towns. An important event, no doubt. But here's the thing. Samuel Adams used beer to rally his fellow patriots to action, literally. He invited them to gather, drink, and discuss rebellion in taverns across Boston. Beer was the great equalizer. It brought people from all social classes together, from wealthy merchants and lawyers to humble farmers and artisans. With a pint in hand, everyone had an equal voice. Now let's talk about the night that changed history. On the eve of the Battle of Lexington and Concord, the first military engagements of the American Revolution, a secret meeting took place at the Green Dragon Tavern. Paul Revere and William Dawes were just two of the men present, drinking ale and plotting the famous midnight ride that would warn towns of advancing British troops. The urgency of their mission was dampened by neither skepticism nor sobriety, with a unified chant of "No taxation without representation," and perhaps a bit of liquid courage. These revolutionaries left the tavern under cover of night to sound the alarm that mobilized an entire country into revolution. It's not often that we think of beer as a historic force, but it undeniably played a role in the American Revolution. Taverns like the Green Dragon weren't just watering holes. They were incubators of freedom, where ideas fermented as much as the ale. Discussions weren't just about casual banter, they defined the future of a nation. Imagine being a fly on the wall as these debates unfolded over candlelight, with the clink of mugs and the occasional forceful pound of a wooden table punctuating passionate discussions. The role of beer in history is hardly unique to America, but the events surrounding the Green Dragon Tavern stand out because they give life to the phrase, pouring fuel on the fire of rebellion. While it might sound kitschy in a modern context, the American revolutionaries genuinely harnessed the power of community that beer culture brought. It helped less experienced revolutionaries break through their nerves to speak up. It provided them a reason to meet regularly and thus ensure consistent communication, a critical point for any movement to sustain itself. And it wasn't just about drinking, it was about the tavern as a space for sharing crucial information. Maps of the city were scrutinized, secret plans were hashed out, and alliances were solidified. Meanwhile, British officers scanning for signs of rebellion underestimated these spirited gatherings as just the after-hours antics of rowdy citizens. Little did they know, those harmless meetings over beer would spell their downfall. Fast forward a couple of hundred years, and it's fascinating to think how American culture still holds taverns and beer in high regard. The legacy of the Green Dragon Tavern lives on. It's been recreated as a historic site in Boston, where visitors can sit in a room that feels like a time capsule and sip a beer while imagining they're rubbing elbows with colonial rebels. All around the world, pubs and breweries tell their own stories, but how often do you hear about a pint of ale helping to ignite a revolution? In many ways, this tale highlights the undeniable importance of common spaces in fueling significant social change. Think about it. The café culture of Paris during the French Revolution, or the church basements and community halls that powered the civil rights movement in the American South. From the roar of cheers in sports bars to the quiet camaraderie of your local beer garden, moments of connection ripple outward to create change more often than we realize. As you enjoy your next pint, whether it's at a bar or in the comfort of your own home, take a moment to think about the traditions it carries. Consider how that simple, frothy beverage made of just barley, water, hops, and yeast could be more than just a drink. It might be a piece of history in your hand, a tribute to the courage, creativity, and sheer will of people who dared to dream of something bigger. Without the unassuming backdrop of a bustling tavern and its patron saint of rebellion, Samuel Adams, perhaps the United States might have unfolded differently. And so, the next time someone raises their glass and declares a toast, remember, what may seem like an ordinary gesture is steeped deeper in tradition, connectivity, and history than you might think. Cheers to the past, the present, and the unknown legends we'll create tomorrow. That's it for this episode of Historical Hidden Gems. Did the story surprise you? Do you feel a spark of revolutionary spirit brewing? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe to unravel more of history's hidden gems. Until next time, bottoms up.